Hello again, everyone, every polyglot. How you guys doing? So now I'm going to talk about the worst question to ask a polyglot. And for me, the worst question to ask a polyglot is the question everyone asks: how many languages do you speak? And why is that? Because there's a definition of what's really speaking a language. And as a matter of fact, now I have some comments on that subject. Yeah, and it's pretty interesting. It's a pretty interesting question because what can I say if I'm asked this question? Well, I can say that I speak very well three languages which are my mother tongue, Portuguese, Spanish, my second language. That's where I live in Spain. My wife, she's Spanish, and English, the educational language. Even though I can't speak those languages perfectly, nor even my own mother tongue, but I can say I speak them very well. Those are the languages that I speak very well. I don't have major problems. I don't lack in immediate vocabulary. I lack in vocabulary, but not in immediate vocabulary. So those are the languages that I really can speak. So Portuguese, Spanish, and English. And then, what else can I say? I can say that there are four languages that I can defend myself more or less in everyday situations sometimes, other times not in all of the situations. And those languages are Finnish, Swedish, Catalan, and Galician. But of course that I'm not able to speak those languages properly, at least not yet. I must be near low intermediate level. And that if I consider passive knowledge of the language. Because if I only think about active vocabulary and stuff like that, I'm not even there at a low intermediate level. But since we must think about active vocabulary and passive vocabulary, understanding of written language and spoken language and whatsoever, knowledge about grammar, about everything. So I'm near low intermediate level in all those four languages, with the exception of Galician. I'm an intermediate in Galician. And then near intermediate level, Finnish, Swedish, and Catalan. The one I might be worst, it might be Finnish because it has a very difficult grammar, very complex grammar. So as you guys can see, it's not an easy question to answer. And then there's another language that is my worst language, which is French. So I'm a high beginner in French. I'm not near a low intermediate level yet. Of course, I can understand a little bit. I can try to understand a little bit. I can kind of defend myself, but not as good or not as efficiently as I can defend myself, for instance, in Catalan or in Galician, because people think that Galician and Portuguese are the same, but are two different languages. So, as you guys can see, it's not an easy question to answer. I believe it's the worst question to ask a polyglot. I believe it's the worst question you can ask a polyglot about it. So, I'm a Portuguese native speaker, practically versed in Spanish, and my English is also doing very good, very well. So, and then intermediate in Galician, like I said, and then three languages that I have to improve quite a lot. Just like I said, Finnish, Swedish, and Catalan. And then there's French, trying to, I kind of am able to understand more of the written language, of course, but not yet. Then other languages, I would not say that I speak them, because I won't say that I speak Turkish, nor Romanian, nor Vietnamese, and I'm back on the tracks now with Vietnamese. Vietnamese was the first one to get back on the tracks, and Turkish will be next, along with Romanian and other languages too. So I believe that it's pretty hard to answer this question. For me, I define being a polyglot as that when you know, just like everyone defines a polyglot, you speak at least 4 languages, including your own mother tongue. Because you speak 1 language, monolingual; 2 languages, bilingual; 3 languages, trilingual; 4 languages, you're a polyglot; more than seven or eight, you're a hyper polyglot. But I do not consider myself a hyper polyglot because I'm a humble person and I know that my knowledge of Finnish and Swedish is way too limited. I can consider myself a polyglot because I know a few languages more, a little bit badly, like Catalan, Galician, but not a hyper polyglot, of course. And for me, a polyglot has to know at least on a no intermediate level any language. But in order for you to really consider yourself a hyper polyglot, I would say that you have to speak 7 languages at least with a hyper intermediate level, because that's what it takes according to my own first definition, of course. That's why I don't consider myself a hyper polyglot yet, because I'm not. So this is a pretty interesting question, and I always like to think about this, and I have to have and I like to make some reflections. So see you guys next.